Hi there, it's Janice Thompson from JazzleDazzleCrafts.com. I've come on today to show you a wee home decor project that I've just come up with. I've part made it, I've sort of got some bits organised already, but I thought I'd show you how I'm making the different parts of it and how I'm finishing it up. Just bear with me till I switch the volume of my phone. Okay, so it's springtime. In fact, I'm filming this on the Maybank holiday Monday and the sun is shining. I'm heading off for a family get together and perhaps go to the beach later, but I thought I'd just film this before I leave and I'll probably put it out to you this evening. So let's see how we go. It's springtime, and one of my favourite sights in springtime is primroses. Spring roses, maybe that'd be a good idea, a good name for them. Primroses. And I came up with this little primrose that evening after I had on Wednesday last week I was sadly at a funeral of a very good friend. On the way home I was brightened up by the sight of the primroses on the motorway embankments. It just kind of cheers you up a bit when your thoughts are not always in a great place. So I also have lots of childhood memories of, dare I say it, picking primroses but when I was a child that wasn't illegal. Honestly, it wasn't. I used to do it with my folks. Mum loved primroses too, so that was like a bank holiday event for us, was picking primroses, probably digging up by the roots and popping them in our garden as well. I don't do that anymore because, as we all know, that's illegal. We don't dig up wildflowers now. So anyway, to make this little primrose, I used my pansy punch. Now this punch is going to be retired from Stampin' Up. It's been with Stampin' Up for quite a long time. It is going to be retired. It's not in the next catalogue. So if you want one, you need to get one ordered up now, as it's only available while stocks last, and certainly won't be available after the 31st of May. Fabulous punches, the Stampin' Up punches, very sturdy. Okay, there was a wee break, but not to worry. Just my daughter phoning to say they're on their way, so I'll keep going. Okay, so I punched it out with Whisper White cardstock, which I have here. I'll show you quickly what I did. So, where's my punch? I just was showing you the punch and then I lost it. So, I just punched out and then with my snips, I noticed that primroses their petals go deeper than this, so I just cut down the slits a little bit to make the petals a bit, it'll also make them a bit more fluid when I shape them a bit. Just going with the lines that are already there and just cutting a deeper V down the petals. So there you go, deeper petals. And then I took the two yellow blends. Now these are the daffodil yellow blends. They're in the new. They will be staying in the catalogue. Lemon lime twist marker pen, because I don't have a lemon lime. We don't have a lemon lime twist in the blends. However, I just want this for a little bit of detail anyway on it, just for the centre of the flower. The calyx, I think the word is, but I'm not that botanically knowledgeable. But anyway, I just took the brush end of the light daffodil yellow blend. We didn't have any card that is light So saffron is beautiful, but it's not quite the same shade as a primrose, so kind of thought I can colour with my blends very quickly, as you see. Obviously you can take your time over that. This is not an exercise in blending, this is just an exercise in getting the colour shade that I want. So I've coloured it on both sides. Then with the journaling end of my marker, I've just drawn a wee circle with a wee circle in the middle, just to give me my calyx. In a primrose, that bit is kind of hollow, but it's difficult to show that. And then I took the darker of the blends and I just put a wee line up the middle of the petal, not all the way to the end, but just a wee line up. And then I have looked at photographs of primroses, and I've taken some photographs myself just to get the general idea. I mean, I'm not trying to pretend these are completely lifelike, they're just an impression of, and I'm just put this wee dark elongated triangle in the middle. And they're not all the same, and that's fine, because in nature things are not all exactly the same. So there we have it. Then I took my pricking mat, my Stampin' Up pricking mat, and I actually used the end of my piercing tool and just gentle pressure. This is just to break down the fibres a little in the paper and give the primrose a little bit of texture and shape, because as we know, you know, flowers are not flat things in real life. So I've done that on the back, and then I've turned it over and just a little bit of gentle pressure in the middle. Probably I'll do the same on this one. I have actually done it already, but it does settle a bit. But once you've broken the fibres, once you've arranged these the way you want them to be, then you can sort that out. So there you go, two primroses there. They both look slightly different. This one looks a bit wrinkled because it was still wet, so I'm going to, when I did that, so I'm going to use this one to build up. So what I've done is I've used my Pear Pizzazz card. I've used this for the leaves as well, and I've punched out two circles. These are 3/4 of an inch circle, another great punch. That one luckily is staying with us. And I've taken a piece of wire. Now I've not measured this, but probably it's about 2 to 3 inches, somewhere about that. Let me see. Well, this is centimetres. This piece I've cut is approximately 7 centimetres. I have used an old pair of scissors. I do have pliers and all these things, but you know, by the time I would look them out, I would have changed my mind about doing the video. So I've just made a circle on the top, just so that there's a bit to purchase. I've taken my Tombow glue. I've got far too much on there. And before I've put that on, I have used a bit of my lemon lime twist washi tape, which I thought I'd lost. So I'll just take a piece of that off. Those of you who know me by now, there aren't exact measurements on everything that I do. Certainly if I do a card, I will give you the dimensions. But this, I'm making this up as I go along, so I can certainly, you know, help you once it's all finished if there's bits you're not sure of, if you're having trouble measuring things to suit because at the end of the day I'm happy for you to copy what I do, but you know, you want to make it yours, so you might do things slightly differently, use things that you've got. So I just wrapped some washi tape around the piece of wire just to give a stem effect, and then I'm going to lay that on one of the pieces of card. I'm hoping that you can see this, and the other circle. They've both got glue on. Sandwich the end that I've got it stuck to my flower. Well, it's real life, isn't it? So that goes on there, and a circle over the top, and basically I've got far too much glue. Don't use quite so much glue. Sandwich them together, and hopefully they won't stick to your fingers like they are to mine. Bear with me till I wipe my hands. I'm getting myself in a real good mess here. But I've told you before, I'm more of a clerk than a crafter. So that's how you get your stem for your flower. This one I made earlier, you really need to let that dry, and how I'm going to leave it to dry, and I'm going to put 2 of our library clips on to help squeeze it together so that it will dry, and I may use that later. But leave that to dry. I did let this one dry. I'll just take the glue off my primrose. Right, and I need a bit of glue on this. So on the circle, just put a bit of glue. I don't know why my glue's coming out so fast today. So glue my primrose to that, and then you can move the stalk so that you'll get a flower that will stand up. Okay, I'm going to put the mat out of the way, and I'm going to show you what I've used here to put this together. So what I'm aiming at is a wee pot of primroses, and this is where we're going, but I'm going to deconstruct this just to let you see how I got to this far. Whoops, everything's falling out. So I had a wee old pot. It was one of these little sets of 3 pots on a wee terracotta tray from IKEA, which I had some cacti in. However, I knocked it over and I broke one of the pots, and it just never looked the same, so I moved my cacti to something else. And so basically, so I washed out this pot and decided to use it for this project. And I did have. So basically, I've cut out a circle with the starburst punch, and it just happens that that fits inside my pot quite well, and because of the wee serrated bits, it's quite easy to kind of push it and wedge it in. So what I did was take this punch, again it's a Stampin' Up punch. Now I can't remember the size that this is, and it's not written on it, but it is a fairly small hole. It's a fairly small hole that it makes here. I don't know what the size of that is, but small. So I've actually just punched out several holes here. And then I've stamped and cut from the leaflet set this leaf. I stamped it 5 times using garden green on Pear Pizzazz card. And the leaflets, the vintage leaf set comes with leaflets, framelets, so I was able to cut it out. I did that before because I'm trying to keep this video quite short. If you need any help with them stamping and cutting out with the die cuts, then let me know and I can help you with that. Then, so I've cut them out, and I had to trim the stalks of the leaves just a little, so I'm just popping them in through a hole, and I'm just going to use a bit of washi tape. Another wee break, I'm sorry, but a bit of washi tape just at the back. Not a lot, because then you're going to make it hard for all your other holes to be used. So just popping them in, putting the leaves in towards the middle, so that maybe I need to put a few of them in before I put the washi tape on, but we'll see. Again, you can put quite a few holes in and see how you see where you want the leaves. I kind of want the middle of the leaves in the middle, so I've used 5 here. You might want to use more, but I'm just going to secure these all with washi tape, but then I might have a bother getting the flowers in, but we'll see. Oops. So now that they're secure-ish with the washi tape, I'm going to pop them, the disc, I've cut it with copper just because I thought I'm using terracotta here and it'll just blend in quite well. So I've popped it into the pot. Again, you might want to weight the pot with a bit of sand or something like that, and I'm actually now going to use my pokey tool to make sure. I might have dislodged them, but I think they'll stay fine. So I've made this primrose with you today, however I made these other 2 earlier, so I'm just going to pop them in through the holes. And the washi tape stems helps them to stay. And then you can just arrange that how you like. What do you think? A wee pot of primrose. You might want to have an extra leaf, might want to curl the leaves a bit more so that they come over the edge of the pot. I'm actually really pleased with that. I've just made it all up out of my head. If you want to get one of these pansy punches, don't delay, get one ordered right away. If you want me to get one for you, or help you to put your order in, just let me know. Thanks very much for sticking with me today. I hope you like my home decor project. I don't do them very often. It's usually card making, but I really needed to share this with you. I did think of putting onto a card, but I thought that was too flat. So I'm actually really pleased with this wee ornament I've made today, and I think I'll have that. That'll make me happy. I'm going to have that around and about, probably on my craft desk, just to cheer me up. Thank you very much for sticking with me today. Don't forget to subscribe so that you see what projects I come up with next. And if you would like this video or leave me a comment, I'd be thrilled to communicate with you. If you want to know anything else about what measurements and how I went about this, if you move over to my blog, I'll give you a bit more detail on how I went about this. So the link to the blog is in the description box below, as is the link to my shop. Have a great bank holiday. Bye bye.